The world, they said, was stitched together by threads of what was once. But the lighthouse keeper knew it was all just a collection of borrowed sight. On the edge of a shivering sea, he would watch the old eyes rise from the depths, their gaze a question on a day of endless grey. He learned to speak to the roots, the ones that anchor and those that simply drift. And he learned that some people, like some places, are tethered only to the thought of themselves. A lonely island above an invisible ocean. He would listen to the crows, those silent messengers who carried secrets in their yellow eyes, and wonder if anyone else noticed the ground was not really there at all. There were doors that weren't doors, and people who weren't people, who stood in rooms where the walls grew limbs. They told you to enter, but what they meant was to observe. The world was not made for movement, but for stillness. For the watching of things that should not be, until they simply were.
The world's quiet observers were a strange sort. Some carried their gardens on their backs, a fragile purpose in an uncertain world. Others bore the weight of their homes, following a forgotten road for no clear reason. They held their teacups not for comfort, but to measure the quiet, and they danced a silent two-person waltz with the wind. They were not lost, but simply waiting for a story that was not yet ready to be told. They had all come from somewhere, though no one remembered where. A strange pilgrimage toward a house on a hill. They were the ones who carried the seeds of something different. The ones who stood still while the world hurried by. And in the stillness, they knew that every burden carried, every step taken, was simply a prelude to the moment when the doors would open, and their purpose, long dormant, would finally be revealed.